Well, good morning. Happy Wednesday, hump day. This is just for today. I'm Lisa Kaye with Promise Resource Network. I'm going to give a few seconds to see if any of my early bird recovery champions jump on this morning. Ooh, what a week so far. I am literally, as we speak, on taking some vacation from Promise Resource Network. Um, but this is part of my daily routine, is to get up and work on me. And so it's just natural that I just come on and keep this thing going for those who find it helpful. So we've got a really beautiful day ahead of us today. I've been up really early watching the news, trying to get myself together. Like I said, I'm on vacation today, and I got some things planned for today that are going to involve my dogs and some other things. So you have me as I am this morning. Hair pulled up, shorts on, glasses on, ready to get dirty today and do some things around my home and with my animals. And so that's just where we are this morning. So that's if you're up at 6 o'clock watching me this morning, then you should be prepared for anything you see this morning, right? And you're lucky because I can't see you. It doesn't seem to be very fair, does it? But anyway, this is just for today. It's Wednesday, July the 21st. Our summer is fastly getting away from us. They're already starting talk about back to school and all those things that are coming up for our kiddos. And I just don't feel like I have had enough summer yet, and or have my grandchildren. I hadn't gotten to do some things that I wanted to do. So hopefully this week I can. I'm on one of those staycations where it's just trying to, get caught up and to find myself. And because with everything that we do at Promise Resource and I do personally, I can get lost. And sometimes I just need some time just to find me again and get reorganized. So that's what this week is about for me. And I love doing this every morning, even though I did sleep in a little bit yesterday. And then last night I realized why I shouldn't do that, because there's some things that I didn't get done that kind of messed my routine up. I'm a grandmother now, so I'm definitely embracing the routine that I must have to keep my energy and my whatever, right? So I'm enjoying my vacation, my staycation, and I'm glad I get to share it with you this morning. Did Monday morning and will Friday morning. So hope you guys are preparing for a great day. If you're not watching this live or don't catch it live, and you catch it later on, please comment. I'll go back and comment back. Today is a meditation that I worked on last night and into the morning, and it really hit home with me about some things that we're going to talk about this morning. So I hope you think it's helpful. I hope it helps you embrace it. Just for today is a slogan in the rooms. When I say rooms, I mean AANA, Al-Anon. That I am in recovery and long-term recovery on the family side of addiction. I had a long discussion with someone that I'm working with last night, and we were talking about the family side of addiction and how he had heard that, but he'd never heard anybody refer to themselves. Good morning, Kim. As being in recovery on the family side of addiction. And so we had this long chat during our time last night to talk about the family side of addiction, and that it was a great conversation. And that is part of my story. It's a big part of my story that I still walk in pretty hard today. Hey, Miss Amy, good morning. And so I do tell that a lot about my story, because I'm currently still walking in that part of my life with one of the most special people that God ever graced me with, my firstborn child. And he is not only my heart, but my buddy. We grew up together, had him young, and we grew up together. Um, then I had my second son, about 3.5, almost 4 years later. And, he is my buddy too. And me and my boys have walked through some amazing times together. We basically all three grew up together. At the age of 23, I was rocking out being a mother of two. And they have just been by my side through so much, and I've been by theirs. And so we walk with, this particular family member through his addiction, and that he currently is working on. But I have to bring more light to those of us who are in that situation where we are walking with someone that is has this disease of addiction, and we are involved in that as a family disease. So just for today came from that. When I started Al-Anon, that was a slogan that I definitely clung to, because my sponsor, I worked the 12 steps. I had a sponsor. I always tried to get ahead of myself. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And what we call in the rooms as the 3 A's: awareness, acceptance, and action. And Lisa Kaye can go to I can be very aware, but I skip that acceptance part and jump straight into action. And most of the time, the wrong decision is made. And when you're in the family side of addiction, that happens a lot, because you are leading your thoughts with your heart and your love for your person. And you think a whole lot less of yourself in that situation about what's best for you. So today, just for today, simply means that we can hear something, see something, experience something that we can pick up just for today, to try to add to our toolbox of ways to cope with life and recovery. It might be something that we wouldn't want to practice every day or for a lifetime, but just for today, maybe we could add it to our thoughts and our actions, and it might be helpful. So I'm hoping this morning, in our short time together, I believe that devotions in the morning don't have to be long and drawn out. Get it, take what feels good, carry it with you today. And I hope that it's helpful. So this really hit home with me, and you're going to see why in just a second. But I am reading this morning from Courage to Change from Al-Anon. You can get these on Amazon. You can get these in the rooms. You can go to Al-Anon's website, and they're not expensive, $4, $5, something like that. Great devotional for those of us in recovery, especially if you are someone is on the family side of addiction. AA and NA also has their own versions of this book and other books that you'll see me read from. But this is pretty cool book. So if you want to add to what you're already doing, check this out. So in dealing with a change, a problem, or a discovery, awareness is often followed by a period of acceptance before we can take action. This process is sometimes referred to as the 3 A's. And if you are part of the recovery rooms, you probably have heard in your meetings and your sponsor talk about the 3 A's: awareness, acceptance, and action. Coping with a new awareness can be extremely awkward, and most of us are eager to spare ourselves pain or discomfort. Isn't that the truth? Yet, until we accept the reality with which we have been faced, we probably won't be capable of taking effective action with confidence. Still, we may hesitate to accept an unpleasant reality because we feel that by accepting, we condone something that is intolerable. But this is not the case. As it says so eloquently in One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, that's another devotional book, acceptance does not mean submission. So hear me. Acceptance does not mean submission to a degrading or painful situation. It means accepting the fact of a situation when deciding what we will do about it. Acceptance can be empowering because it makes choice possible. I will give myself time to accept my situation before I act. So, just for today, I want you to think about this a minute. As those of you who are getting ready for work, getting ready for whatever you're doing today, maybe you just hopped up to see me this morning. I don't know. But whatever you got going on today, you're going to be living, right? You're going to be living life just for today. It's all we got. As the beautiful sun comes up and I can now start seeing things outside, I hope that you're in a situation that you can too today. But as you rise up this morning, get ready to face this beautiful day. Can we do this? Can you accept this saying? All right. Acceptance may be empowering because it makes choice possible. Well, acceptance doesn't mean that you agree with the situation, that you're going to submit to the situation, right? But accepting it. So I will give myself time to accept my situation before I act. That may take a minute, right? You have the right to take a minute or two or three before you act. You really do. You really do. As mom and dads, grandparents, we really, really think that we can't do that. We got to react right then and there. We can't give ourselves grace to sit and accept what is going on around us. We can be aware of it, right? And those of us in recovery are learning how to be more aware of not just our surroundings, but what's going on inside of us when we're having big feelings, right? But the problem is we don't sit in it and accept it. Because what we learn is in recovery is that our life has become unmanageable, whether it's because of addiction, mental health, a combination of you're going through an extreme life change. Maybe it's a death in your family, divorce, loss of job, someone in your home or in your surroundings just got diagnosed with COVID. We don't know what all these things are that we're going to face today, but whatever it is, we don't have to accept that this is a good thing or a bad thing, but we can sit with it and accept that what's going on around is really happening. We don't have control. Our higher power, we have to give that to our higher power, whoever your higher power is, something bigger and greater than ourselves, right? Then once we have accepted it, we can take appropriate action. It's when we don't really accept and we just react. And some of that's from trauma, right? If I could see you and I'd say, how many times have we reacted to something because of a past experience that was very traumatic to us? You'd raise your hand. I'm raising mine. We all know what that's like. A doorbell rings and you lose it. That's me. Because I've had someone come to my door and bring me extremely bad news or looking for a loved one that's in trouble, right? So those experiences sometimes make us not accept the fact that it could be my neighbor bringing me tomatoes, but I also have to accept the fact where my trauma is coming from. And then I can take action. I can figure out how to work on that, right? So we're all guilty of it, right? We're all guilty of getting in a situation and not sitting there for a few minutes even before we act, before we open our mouths. I'm bad about that. Or get up and take action, right? And too often even if we make the right decision, we don't do it with confidence, and the rewards of the experience are missed because we're holding on for dear life. All right, there's just another clip here. I want to read about the 3 A's out of courage to change. Awareness, acceptance, and action. So today, just for today, what are you aware of in your life? What did you get up this morning thinking about? What seems to stay right here, right, all the time, or in your ear, right? It's just nagging at you. What is it that you are aware of? Have you accepted it? And have you thought about your action? So I'm going to read a little clip, and I'm going to go to my see who's on with me this morning, get some love from you guys, and then I'm going to give you a little nugget of personal stuff and see what you got to say. And then we're going to shut it down and get on with today, right? We are, because this is just feeding us this morning. It's like a real protein-rich breakfast that hopefully just for today you can take something and make your day better. At the end of today, was your day better than yesterday, right? That's the thing we need to think about. Being aware of every day counts, guys. Every day. Every day. It's not the next day. It's not the next job. It's not the next. Okay, I'm starting to preach. I'm preaching to me. It's today that we have. So just for today. All right. So here we go. All right. Awareness, Awareness, acceptance, and action. However, I am inclined to try to jump from awareness to action without even pausing for acceptance. My thinking goes like this. Something's wrong. Quick, let me fix it before I have to feel any discomfort. The problem is that until I accept the situation, defect, or even a memory that has come to my awareness, I can rarely take effective action or live serenely with the consequences. The action doesn't work if it makes things worse, and I feel helpless and hopeless. Even if it does work, I am usually too full of self-doubt to realize it. Most of the time, I still have to go back, sit still, feel the feelings, and come to some acceptance. It helps to be reminded that my higher power already accepts me and my situation. Did you hear that? Not only does it accept you, there's the acceptance of your situation. And loves me on the bad days as well as the good days. So just for today, let's remember, moving from awareness to acceptance to action takes time. But the benefits are worth the wait. As I learn to accept my defects, circumstances, and feelings, I learned that I am a worthwhile human being just as I am. With that kind of self-acceptance, I begin to see my options, and slowly I can begin to take action or change. Someone suggested I stop concentrating on changing myself and think first about accepting myself. That gave me the boost I needed. We spend a lot of time thinking about the changes we make and never, ever really sit long enough to think about accepting who we are. And some of the changes that we want to make, are they really you? Are you trying to be somebody you're not? Have something that's not yours? Whatever the case is, sometimes we just need to sit and just embrace who we are. So guys, this whole big 3A thing really hit home with me, and I'm going to share some personal stuff with you in just a second. Awareness, acceptance, and action this morning. So just for today, let's see who's on with me this morning. Miss Kim Porter is in the house. Thank you, Kim, for being here with me this morning. I always feel like I can move forward with this thing when I see you pop on at 6 o'clock in the morning with me. So I do appreciate you. Good morning, Miss Amy. Amy shares, walking through my child's addiction, heartbreaking. It is Amy. Amy, you and I have talked about this for several years now. As we chat together as sisters in recovery, in our own codependency, in our own walk on the family side of addiction, we've shared a lot with each other. And you're absolutely right. Heartbreaking. It is very heartbreaking to watch most likely the love of our life, our child, this special, unique thing that we have, go through a pain that we can't take away. And that everybody tells us that we need to start taking care of us, right? And that's hard to do as a mama. It really is. But for today, we're going to talk a little bit about that and those 3 A's, accepting the situation that we're in and being aware. It's once you're aware of the situation with a child or a loved one, have we accepted it? And it's only then that we can really take the appropriate actions. But denial or not willing to accept the situation is what gets us deeper into a situation that will drive us to be something that we're not, to live a life that's not fulfilling, not bringing 100%. This is my motto these days. I am really quick to tell people, I'd take a bullet for you. I'd take a bullet for my loved ones, but am I willing to live for you? To me, that's the bigger question. As a parent, am I willing to work on me to be the best mama, to bring 100% to my children? To me, that takes more work, takes more love, takes more dedication and recovery than saying simply, I'd take a bullet for you, I'd die for you. Well, once I'm dead, I'm gone. The work's over with, right? But hanging in here and living a life that people could model, my children can model and take on with them for generations, that's the work. That's the love, drawing clear boundaries, working on me, being able to sit in my feelings about my loved one, and then make good decisions. So, Amy, I hear you, baby. I'm here for you. Any parents that's out there that need to talk about this, please contact us. I'll share the number in just a minute. Kim will get you in touch with me or anybody else. But we need more awareness around the family side of this horrible disease, because we are in it and we want to be 100% too. So, Amy, you hang in there, honey. Tanisha Harris, good morning. Good to see you, honey. Thanks for coming on. Just for today, I am ready for healing from epilepsy, and today I will be grateful for everything. Awesome. Okay. Thank you for coming on, Tanisha. Healing, being aware. I hope you can hear that this morning, being aware. And then the acceptance of the circumstances that we have found ourselves in, and then being able to give ourselves grace and time for the acceptance so we can take the right action that meets the best benefit and outcome for us, so we can be 100%. Miss Amy says, I'm aware that I am codependent and need to accept myself. That's the first step. It's the first step. And, it is a label. We know that. I hate those things. But it does bring awareness so we can research it. When somebody says, I'm codependent. Well, I disagree. Number one, you're Amy. I'm Lisa Kaye. I'm Tanisha. I'm Kim. Right? First. I'm a human. I'm a woman. I'm a parent. I'm a man. I'm a father. I'm a grandmother. I'm a sister. All of those things. You are all of that first. But you are a person with this little extra baggage over here. But it doesn't define you, whether it's a chronic disease, whether it's a mental health diagnosis. Doesn't matter. You're a human first. And you have the right to be aware of what's been put in front of you and the time to accept it, and then the choices that you have in front of you, you can they're real, and you can consider those choices instead of skipping over the acceptance, just taking on the label. I have this thing, and you go straight to action without acceptance. We deny we don't get the fullness and all the rich lessons that help us be the best we can be, to bring 100%. Kim says, having faith in your higher power is a must. Yeah, yeah, it is. And whoever your higher power is, has you. So what I want to share with you this morning is some personal stuff. So part of my recovery is sharing. For many years, I didn't get that opportunity to share my lived experience because of the profession that I was in at the time. And I won't go into that. Would have really tripped me up for me to share my lived experience, and it would not have been accepted, and most likely the work that I was trying to do there would be not accepted, and that would have been terrible. Plus, I didn't really understand how healing sharing could be until I came to PRN. And now it is a part of my everyday life. And it's still, there are discoveries in my personal walk that I've got to bring out and share. And I'm going to share a little bit with that this morning with you around the 3 A's. So I'd love to hear some of your comments about that or about your own. So what I did, this isn't a past journal. This is actually my journal entry from this morning based on my meditation last night into this morning. I highly recommend journaling. I've been journaling since the 80s, and I'm not consistent with it. There's some long years of gaps there, and I hate that because I can't go back and remember some things that I was going through, and also to kind of track how well I'm doing, right? How much I've grown in my life and in my thinking and in my faith and in the grace that I give myself. So, walking in awareness, guys. So if you're journaling today, I challenge you to do this. And if you don't journal, I still challenge you to do this sometime today. It was kind of eye-opening for me. So what I did is I took my journal and across the top of the page here, I get these really pretty books that are hardback, and like I'm some author, but I am the author of my own life, right? And I'm telling my story. So it needs to be in something that maybe will last after I'm gone, maybe. Okay. So I wrote awareness, and then, my captions were awareness, acceptance, and then action. So what I did is I listed things currently right now that I feel like my higher power laid on my heart this morning that I am now aware of more than ever. If I could, I wrote whether I felt like I was in acceptance and I was ready to take action. What I came to understand is the things that and I'm not going to share all of them because some of them are real, real personal and won't protect the innocent, so to speak. But I will share some. What I came to understand this morning, that I haven't sat long enough for acceptance. And these are some pretty big things. So yesterday, on my day off, a vacation day I took, I spent the day with my mama and my daddy, and they live about 30 minutes from me. And so my parents are older, and I won't tell their age because my mama watches this and she'll get me. But I went over there yesterday just to spend time with them and to help my mama do some stuff around the house, because my mama is one of those seniors that just wide open, baby. She gives of her time. She works at a thrift store here in York called Tender Hearts in York, South Carolina. If you love thrifting, you need to check them out. They have a store in Rock Hill. They have a store in York and Clover, and they're growing, and their ministry is amazing, and their funds go to help battered women and children. They started a men's shelter here in York and women's shelter. All the money goes towards this ministry. And they got some great finds in these thrift stores. So if you're a thrifter, come to York, look up Tender Hearts, and know that, tell them Lisa Kaye sent you, Joyce Jenkins's daughter, and you might even get a discount. But they are amazing. And so me and my mom spent some time yesterday doing some things in her home because she works hard over there. And she had kind of has some back issues. So I came over there and I did some mopping for her and some taking things off the shelves and dusting, because my mama is got some beautiful things that she has collected that just warms her heart, and she is just collected a lot of stuff, and she displays that stuff, and she has some cats, and those of you who are cat owners, you know that what cat hair does and dust. And so as my mom has gotten older, she her vision, she wears glasses, but you know how your vision goes. So she allowed me the privilege, and I do say it was a privilege to spend all day with her and my dad. We had lunch, and then I cleaned up. And then I sat on the porch with my mom for a little bit, and we chatted about life, and we chatted about a lot of things. It was probably the most rich day I've had in a long, long time. So my awareness is that I really am in that category of people that have aging parents. And the awareness that, they are aging also brings me to the awareness that so am I, but it also brings me to the awareness that I'm an only child. And so I think that I'm beginning to accept this because 'cause I'm actually having conversations with my mom about what life needs to look like when things in our bodies start breaking down for them and they need extra help from me. What would that look like? Right? So that's hard because my mom and dad, I mean, I don't mind you knowing how old I am. I'm 58 years old. So they've been for 58 years, my mom and dad, and I still have my mom and dad. And I know that I should feel blessed for that because so many of my friends and coworkers don't have their parents, and I hear the hurt from that. And so I am very, very blessed. But I have to know that where they are, where I am, there has to be some acceptance that we are in that stage. And now that I'm more accepting of this, now I can take action. Instead of taking control of my parents, which I tried to do about a month ago, they're not ready for that. See, I wouldn't sit and accept it and give myself time to figure out how to take action. Having conversations, number one, with my mom and dad about their life and what they feel like would be helpful is what I needed to do, right? The other thing is, I had to come to an awareness that I have neglected Lisa. I have neglected preventative type health care of myself. Since I have a codependency with my child and I have been walking in this family disease for really hard and strong for the last 6 years, been involved in it for about 19, but hard these last 6 years, I literally had to come to acceptance um, or awareness how neglected I have been to Lisa. I had to actually sit back and try to remember the last time I had a mammogram. I can't even remember. So that means it was way before COVID, way, way before COVID, because when I started doing that, I'd always take pride in my results. I'd hang them on my refrigerator, right? Like some kid in kindergarten. I was so proud that I actually went and did it because I didn't start like I was supposed to. You know, you're supposed to start in your 40s. I think I started like mid 50s. Like I was about 15 years late. So I was really proud of myself when I started it. So it's been some years. I haven't had a physical, probably 5 years. I haven't taken good dental care, like having the preventative. I know we were all scared of going to the dentist during COVID, but this started way before, right? You know, I brush my teeth twice a day, I floss, I do all that, swoosh around with Listerine, but you know anymore now, right? Especially as I'm getting older, you know, these chompers have been chomping for 58 years. I don't know how much time I have left, but do I think they're going to be here, you know, in another 20 years if I don't take care of them or even myself? I walk in that I feel good today, so I must be good. But we know that's a false sense of awareness. We can be aware that we feel good or we feel better, But is that the best indicator of our health? No. It can indicate that we're not well, but it's not the all awareness that we are. So I had to come to awareness that I have not taken good care of myself, and I'm starting to accept that. Now I can take action. But my action is going to take a little while because, be frankly honest with you, I'm kind of dreading going back because I don't know what they'll find. And I'm also embarrassed about it, right? I'm embarrassed about it. But because I can accept the why behind the what, the reason why I stopped going and taking care of Lisa's health, doing the preventative things, doesn't make it right. It just makes me understand where I was, so I can give myself grace and forgiveness. Now I can take some action on it. The other thing that I wrote down in my list of about 20 things that I'm now aware of that I'm not sure I've accepted and probably don't need to take action on yet is that COVID is on the rise. We're talking about it more and more. I'm seeing it more and more in the news. I I felt like we were on it was leaving us and we were getting back to normal, and we would stay in normal where we could love on each other, hug each other, be around each other. Every day I'm starting to hear more and more about this um, Delta variant. And so now that I am really aware of it and can accept the fact that it is on the rise and maybe the reasons, what action can I take? I have been vaccinated. I do promote it for myself. Um, and I get an understanding around that because I'm not one that just goes and gets shots. But yeah, I did get the shot, and I'm really glad that I did. I know I got to go out one day, but I don't want to go out by COVID, and I don't want to be the cause someone gets COVID either. So that's just Lisa talking. But knowing that it is on the rise, what does that mean? They're already starting to talk about mandated masks back in North Carolina, especially for the students going back to school. And I know my granddaughters here in South Carolina were just thrilled to take their mask off and go to school. That may not be the case. So just what actions can I take to keep myself and my loved ones safe from the COVID now that I can accept that it did not leave? It is still here, alive and well. Okay. Last two things. Time with my family never seems to happen. That's something that I'm really aware of today, that I need to accept and kind of understand the whys and see now what kind of actions I can take. And I'm like, a comment that was made earlier by Amy, heartbreaking. Well, today around my loved one, I had some sadness this morning, that I am sad, and I can accept that. So just for today, I am going to accept. I mean, I've got a whole slew of things that I'm going to concentrate on the rest of this week and into the weekend about my awareness. What have I been coming? What's now been made aware to me? Have I really accepted the fact that I am in this situation? This is happening, right? Have I given myself enough time to take action, right? To take the appropriate action? Do I, and even, and when I do, I want to have the confidence. I want to bring 100%. So as I come up with some action around my parents, around my family, around COVID, around my heart, around relationship issues, I want to bring 100%. I want to know that my actions are impactful, first to myself, to my own life, right? But then the others around me. So just for today, guys, can we think about the 3 A's, even if it's just for today? What are you aware of? What have you just thought about right now that you are aware of? Have you accepted it? Have you really accepted it? Have I really accepted the fact that I am an only child and that I am now in this stage with my loving parents, and that I am going to be the front and center person to have the privilege of loving and helping my parents like they have helped me my entire life, right? Now that I can say it out loud and accept that, I can now take action and have conversation like I did yesterday. And my parents are still very healthy in so many ways. They can lead me. They've always led me in the right direction in lots of things, and they will lead me in this. And I have faith in that. So I feel lots better journaling this out this morning, sharing it with you. So just for today, what are you aware of right now? Have you accepted it? And if you hadn't, sit your tail down. I said it. Southern way, sit your tail down. Love you today. You ain't got to make a decision today. You really don't. If you ain't bringing 100%, people don't need you to make decisions. People don't need to want you to make decisions, right? You don't need to make them. Give yourself time. You have the answers. You really do. But we won't give ourselves enough time. We think everything should be quick and on point, like at McDonald's. If we have to wait in line 5 minutes to get that unhealthy hamburger, we're huffing and puffing and mad about it. We treat ourselves the same way. You should know the answers, Lisa. You should know what's next to do. Just get up and do something. I learned in Al-Anon, doing nothing is just as important as doing something. Doing nothing is a decision. It is a sound, sane decision to sit back and know you don't have all the answers. You don't have all the information to make the decisions that is in the best interest of you. And nobody can force you to do that. And when you give yourself time to accept your circumstances, what's going on, you can then think out your action plan. You really can. So just for today, please try to maybe add that in your walk today. And I'd love to hear how that went for you, because I know that I am going to work on mine today. So just for today, the 3 A's, awareness, acceptance, and then action. Giving yourself time. It takes time. It's not instant potatoes, guys. It's not something we can pop in the microwave. It takes work. Well, that's all I got for you guys today on this beautiful Wednesday. And I love sitting here. I've got a window. And as I talk with you guys, I literally watch the sun come up. That's how I know that I'm doing what my higher power needs me to do. Because he shows me every day some most beautiful things that I know are just for me. Maybe you were watching out your window and it was just for you too. Just for us as folks in recovery who are working our recovery at 6 a.m. with Lisa Kaye. Guys, thank you so much. Please share this on your social media. Keep it going. You never know. Somebody else in your life might need to hear about the 3 A's today. Awareness, acceptance, and then action. You never know. I want to bring to your attention. Thank you guys, Amy and Kim, and all of you coming on. Tanisha coming on this morning, loving on Lisa Kaye this morning, and just letting me know that you're out there and what you're facing. And I hope that these 3 A's, awareness, acceptance, and action can help you today. And maybe it's something you can carry through the week and maybe the month. And then maybe you may choose to have this as one of your tools. In every situation that you're going through, think, am I doing the 3 A's? Am I aware of what's really going on? Use it. Guys, y'all got to give me my 3A time, right? Before I can take action. Use it any way you need to in your own, to make it yours. So we have the welcome desk. We are back open at PRN. And Miss Kim Porter is our front desk person. She answers those phones 8 a.m. to 4:30. If you need us, don't know how to get in touch with us, if you want to talk to me about anything that you've heard or someone else on our platforms, our virtual platforms, call Miss Kim. She'll get you in touch with one of us or give you information that you may need about what we do at Promise Resource Network. Come check us out. We also have the warm line. I always want to give a shout out about our warm line. We started this back in the when COVID hit, to stay connected to our community, our world, to be able to give peer support, practice peer support with folks who are in distress or having issues problems, whatever, and needed just somebody to talk to, someone that had lived experience. So 24/7 is our free confidential warm line. The number's right there on the screen. That is run by PRN's peer support specialists. So we're here to love you through it, to listen, to share our own lived experiences, and hope that you can find peace and feel better after that phone call and conversation. So pass this along. Guys, thank you so much for jumping on for Just for Today. I hope your Just for Today is amazing, that your Wednesday counts. This day counts. This day really does count. It's not tomorrow. It's not the next thing or the next job or the next lunch or next breakfast or whatever. It's right now in this moment. Be aware of what's going on today in your life. And if you need to work on some acceptance and then some action, practice that, even if it's just for today. Guys, I love you. We got a lot going on at PRN today. Check out our website. We got live classes, virtual classes going on today, Thursday and Friday. And check it out. Be intentional about how you're working on your recovery. Be aware if you are working on your recovery, if you're still working on it, or you've kind of let it slide a little bit. Be aware where you are in your recovery. And I invite you to take on any of our offerings as a way to strengthen your recovery, as a way to stay connected to the recovery world. I think PRN is like the core of the recovery world in Mecklenburg County. I'm just biased, I guess, because I'm there. That's my family. That's my tribe. But come check us out. We love to meet you, love to hear your story, and come be a part of our family. Guys, have a beautiful day. I'll see you Friday at 6 a.m. Share it, and hope to see you Friday morning. And if you're watching later, thank you for watching later. Keep passing it on. We love to keep this recovery message going. But thank you guys for hopping on, and we'll see you Friday morning for Just for Today at 6 a.m. And if you need anything, you just give us a call, because we'll be there. Miss Kim's waiting. Talk to you later. See you later. And thank you, Erin, for popping on at the last minute. You'll have to watch it. New look. Yeah, yes, a new look. It's called I'm on Vacation Look. And this is me. Straight up out of bed. Yep, this is me. It's how I look. No, I did comb my hair before I put it up. So, but yeah, guys, it's okay to be genuine, right? And who you are. But guys, I love you. Have a great day. And I love to hear your thoughts about the 3 A's and see how it goes for you this week. Or maybe it's just for today. I love you. See you Friday.